I am Brad Pitt.
I don't do natural very well.
I have eaten a lot and I am happy.
Just have a little bit of sauce.
It's so
Just
yummy.
one.
I have eaten a lot and I am sick.
Maybe
Take a picture
if
with
you
one of those
like,
Laker
bring some
beers.
home.
Yeah.
There's a certain
Okay.
cultural thing there.
We get you
There you go.
a small.
It's overacting.
This
Oh,
is
very
way.
And I'll call my dad on the phone and I'll say na 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 na.
Good, good.
Oh, that's terrible. Don't erase that. Erase. I don't want you to remember me like that.
But what other
Then you
memory
have to be
do
one
have?
step more outrageous. and
What did you do? What did you do, Jazz? What did you do? What did you do?
Nothing.
Did you take a really good shot of Uncle George?
Yep.
Let's see it.
You know,
Sorry, George, I set you up there.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, is that my camera?
That is
Kids
this,
must
whose
be
camera
terrible
is
in
this?
schools, man. They get little.
Yeah.
This is video. This is video on
A
video.
lot of damage.
Is there a cell phone?
Video on
That
video.
little video,
Yeah.
all of them, all cell phones
Wait,
got
Dad.
10
It's
minutes.
second nature to them.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
like, what do you mean you don't have one of these when you were young?
Oh.
But
What's wrong with you?
Like, it's like changing stuff, you know, like you ought to be being mean to somebody, it's really.
The web pages. So
My
they're
journal.
keeping it
On
open, but it's
Facebook,
also
on-
open to the world.
No, you can lock it, but then a lot of people don't. They want to share everything.
nice one. So there's a different.
Mmm, that's the
Yeah, yeah. It's
best
a different
one.
mentality too. It's like,
us.
I don't-
Yeah.
I don't
That's a great
have
shot.
problem-
come on, Dad. Oh, you're not Dad.
90, can you believe?
I am dad, not to you.
Pretty close.
Start up there too.
Yeah.
No, here, right here.
You have to be right in front of the
Dad,
camera.
you're at the head of the
Unless you're
table.
blowing from here.
The other side. Yeah, this side. Because there's too much mirror for the flash.
Okay, 1, 2, 3.
Happy
birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday to you. And many more. All right. What'd you
Yeah,
say?
you'll be there for a long time, Jeff.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right.
Salute!
And he's
Cheers.
a jolly good fellow. And he's a jolly good fellow. And he's a jolly good fellow.
That nobody can deny. Now, should we do our special?
Yes,
Should we do our special song?
Take one of me.
Okay, we have a special song.
Me.
Oh, yeah. We have a special song?
Oh,
Is this one?
Okay, okay.
This one I cut.
Okay, hang on. Before you cut, we have to sing you another
We have
special
another song.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, hey, yeah.
This is where's my guitar? Oh, it's over here. You don't know it. I have to sing this. We're gonna do a moderate version of this. Put one down here. Oh. Yeah, yeah.
Now what?
That's my camera. Oh, that's my camera. Can you take
Close your eyes and I'll kiss you. Tomorrow we'll celebrate you. Remember, we'll always be true. True. And then while we're away, we'll run home every day. And we'll send all our loving to you. All my loving I will send to you. All our loving nothing will be true. Nothing will be true. All my loving all my loving all my loving Daddy will be true. Close your eyes and
Thank you. Thank you.
this is
Thank
for
you.
you, Dad.
Thank you. Thank
This is for
you.
you.
Thank you.
Talent in one room. You know what?
Thank you. Thank you.
The words, like.
Mommy, it's okay? Mommy, okay? Yeah, man.
Thank you.
That's how,
Hey.
that's how advanced we are.
Jasmine, you have something to give grandma? Are you gonna give it now or later? Oh, tomorrow? Why not now? Oh, because you want to win. Oh, okay, okay.
Okay. I can't take it. Can you take it out, Dad? So I'll cut tiny.
Do you want a server, Cece? Like a,
I don't think there is
Who
one.
can read this with other glasses?
I don't know. I can.
So it's a pretty big font there.
Yeah, it's like 16.
Yeah.
That's for us over 50.
So was saying. So you weren't able to read this without your glasses?
how about this, Cece?
That is so mean. That is so
I need it for
mean.
that, you know.
For this one?
Yeah, because the bigger, because the bigger slices.
And I had my lenses
Heavier.
changed.
Do you want
You know,
this?
they were cataract. And they're really
some on every
cloudy.
plate?
Yeah, tiny.
Yeah, I can read without glasses now. And I have to wear glasses to drive. But also it's less, it is brighter, it's clearer. Because it used to be cloudy. You know, I'm kind of looking, yeah.
You find yourself reading and stuff more now? It's less-
I've always been, that's my problem, I've always been reading. I can't sleep without reading.
I see you're quite well endowed.
You spend your youth in China until it was time to go to high school.
Yes.
And that's when you moved to LaSalle in Hong
South
Kong.
College in 1934.
And that was a very rare thing in those days because nobody would go to Hong Kong for the purpose of learning English, right, from China.
So when you arrived
You
to
arrived.
study at La Salle, did you speak any English at all?
Did I?
When you arrived to study at La Salle,
Yeah.
did you already speak English or did you have to learn it then?
No, hardly. I spoke a little bit because I went through Chinese school, but they had once or twice a week of English. So we had a little bit though, but not much.
Now, and at home, did you speak Spanish or did you
Spanish
speak Chinese?
and Chinese,
Both.
yeah.
But so he
At
grew
that
up
time,
to
we all spoke to my mother only in
be in
Spanish
Spanish.
because
She only
didn't
spoke
speak-
Spanish. She only
yeah.
spoke Spanish.
Grandma couldn't speak a word of
Chinese.
Chinese.
Like my abuelita, really.
That's
Like Chela.
right.
Chela
That's
never
right.
spoke Chinese either.
Did Alberto
Same
speak
thing.
Spanish then?
I
No,
probably
he
did.
spoke-
I probably did. I think he must have. Your
He
dad-
must have if he'd been
Oh,
working in
yeah.
Guatemala for years.
I think your dad spoke Spanish, right, Dad?
Oh, well, he must have.
So gradually Daddy grew up into a
Gradually,
young
how slow was
man,
it?
a handsome young man when he was in the 40s, right? And he met this beautiful young woman, Maria.
Okay, but you have to tell us how you met.
You saw Charlo. Do you know Charlo?
I know of Chalo, but where is Chalo?
Yeah, he was the one that
The one, the
Brought-
top one in the
brought
middle.
Maria. Yeah,
Top one in the middle?
no.
No,
This
that's
The
one.
top one.
top one.
top
That was
one.
John.
Yeah, this one.
This is
yeah.
Chalo.
Charlo.
That's right.
That's
So that's Abuelita's brother, yes?
Now, do you know?
My only brother.
Do you know
My great uncle.
Jealous mom?
Yeah, Rosa?
Well, there's down there. Somewhere here, yeah, somewhere here.
somewhere.
She's here, I think.
Yeah, somewhere.
Yeah, I see.
Wow.
This
can you-
picture was taken in our home in Xiamen.
That was the wedding
Canton.
reception.
So
How did you
1945
how were you introduced to each other?
in church.
In church. I think we met in the church.
In 1944, during the war,
On a Tuesday?
my mother,
When it was
old
raining.
friend from Peru, introduced her to us. At that time, she took her to our chapel in Xiamen on a Sunday.
Sunday Mass.
So when you look like that and you wear a bow tie, you know,
Become irresistible.
You should get Brandon to wear that bow tie.
That bow tie-
Monday morning at school, see how that
Brandon's
goes.
not going for this at all.
Give you a couple bodyguards just in case. But,
oh yeah. So
December 12th, your birthday, your
the
anniversary.
courtship was expedient, and the honeymoon was also fast because those were really quite remarkable times. Yeah, in the 40s, it was the end of the World War. The communists swooped across China, and that was a big surprise because they never intended to leave Xiamen, never intended to leave Guangzhou. They thought they would stay. In fact, they had properties. His father had properties. They never sold them because they thought they would
Come back.
stay there. They thought the nationalists would prevail, but the communists took over.
Did you ever read that book, Wild Swans?
No.
Oh, it's a great history of China. It's telling the story through 3 generations.
It's quite remarkable.
It's
yeah.
amazing. Yeah.
So Daddy, you know, lucky man. He was lucky from the very beginning. And I can tell that. You know, look at the smile, look at the way his companion, and Mummy just complimented that. You know, the two of them got married, and they moved to Hong Kong. And in 1945, when you were in China and the communists took over and you just went through your childhood, of no education and war, that was a big
ใช่
thing.
เปล่าอ่ะอะไรสารคอด
Right.
这个来的。
Hong Kong 现在还这样。
ได้เขาออกมาอ่ะ
Now, so this is Hong Kong.
That's Hong Kong.
When you moved to Hong Kong, Hong Kong was like that.
เสียกปานกาย
Shek Man Kai. Hong Kong began to have cars, but you have to be rich. And you know, this is Star Ferry. Remember?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
That's the railway station there.
Yeah. And the harbor of Hong Kong would always be patrolled by a couple of the British
Warship.
warships. Right? Always.
Uncle Ian is a frog.
But a few years later, of course, Hong Kong turned out to be the pearl of the Orient. Yeah.
This 88-story building was already there, here on the left. Down there. Along,
那个
88-story building on the left.
Oh, Ningong.
Yeah, that's right.
Kong. And Daddy, as he grew up, he had tremendous interest. You know, he loved the sea, right? I remember when I was a tiny kid, once in a while, there was a special treat to be taken on some kind of a boating trip.
I love carpentry work.
Yeah. And then he did carpentry in Hong Kong. Did you do carpentry? Yeah. Electronics. He did electronics, but we
And
don't have a shop.
photography.
Well, and I remember, and Felix does a lot
Yes.
of that stuff still,
Yes.
and you do a lot. Do you
Yes.
guys do woodworking stuff?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, also.
Oh, yeah, very handy.
Yes.
All right, because of him.
Dad
Have you never
built
taught my dad any of this stuff? He's old.
Dad built all the
Detailed
bathroom cabinets.
petticoats.
All the cabinets
Come on, take
in
it
his
off.
kitchen.
Yeah.
Bad girl. I got it on here.
And
I said, how come you never taught my dad how to be a
the other thing, and I wasn't wise to this, but I realized after reflecting that Daddy loved to socialize. 佢好風騷嘅以前 he loved to kind of, you know, enjoy nature and the company of beauty, you know.
Always there.
Yeah, of course, the most beautiful thing was Mom for Dad.
Taught higher.
In the airline work,
Crazy.
I was in sales at the airline work, Pan Am for 14 years, and CP, Canadian Pacific, for 22
Did you meet
years.
Howard Hughes?
Pardon
Did
me?
you meet Howard Hughes?
Howard Hughes.
When he was running it?
Not Howard Hughes.
Now, and you also were the consul of Guatemala, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Consul Guatemala for 17, 18 years.
And was that a part-time
yeah.
kind of thing that you did in addition to your work with the airline, or?
Yes, at the same time,
Okay.
concurrent. Yeah, it was a very
You see the plate
unusual
on his car?
situation because nobody in the airline, she would take up another job. And I was given that.
It would have been an interesting extra job. Like, did you get to get invited to lots of functions and whatever in that capacity?
With that honorary position, I was able then to get in touch with other consul, other government officials. In fact, you know, we have this annual reception by the Hong Kong governor. Yeah.
Okay, so, you know, Daddy was a very interesting person. He was also very successful.
Why? This must be the only picture I had on the left, top left, when I was with the Chinese custom, maritime custom. You see there, the one, the one
And there
on
you
the
are
extreme
on the
left
end.
was me.
Then he left the customs after a couple of years, right?
Yes. Just in 1944, in fact 1.5 years, because the Japanese end of the war with the Japanese was in August 1945.
Yeah. But you can see, you know, when he was in customs, he was just really like one of many. But when he moved to sales in the airline, he really stood out. He was dapper, he wore a bow tie, he was winning awards, he was always in the center of action. You know, there he is again, you know, very...
Sales award, we had it practically every year.
Yeah.
I was very lucky, really.
So
You know
Mom,
why? Because it was just association. Every year they choose a city to host their convention.
Yes.
And they chose, you see, Hong Kong in 1979 as their annual, you know, convention. And I was the wild card, we call it wild card, you see, convention chairman at that time. So you see, I was there, right there, you see,
Yes.
together with my executive committee.
Mhm. All right.
Yeah, we had a
A
wonderful.
ball, right?
We had a wonderful annual ball.
Yeah. And he was a world traveler.
Great Wall there in 1902 with Steve and May.
1902, you weren't born there.
2002.
2002. I mean,
Still fighting.
actually, the Great Wall at that time was in 1978, not 02. 78.
78, you need to
Yes.
correct that, Dennis.
That's right.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
But to think, you know, in the 60s,
Japan was 16. Okay.
in the
No, Dad,
50s.
sorry, Dad, that was the baby.
Look at that hair too.
Oh, but look
sticking
at
straight
your
up.
cute hair when you're one. Oh, you gotta take these back to Florida.
Yeah.
Does he have these?
From the pre-diaper age, I guess.
Yeah, where are the guys?
You know where is your dad? On the extreme right, middle picture.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. You there?
Right on the end.
Yeah.
You
At that time.
need one of those.
He's
Yeah,
right
that's
here.
right.
Red
At
lights.
that time he must
That's
have been.
And there's Awalita,
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right.
Vilma and Mayong, and Lan Ying,
Lan
and
Ying.
Tete.
Yeah. And Dennis is over there.
I was,
Mom was
So
carrying
cute.
Dennis.
On my lap.
yeah,
Oh, yeah.
I was young. I was like a little girl. And then Felix came along a year and something
Dennis
later.
and Felix.
Yeah. Before you knew it, Mom, thank God, you know, she was having 4 kids. Yeah.
Không phải sân cài.
You know, I thought I was cute, but then Sis came along. She was even cuter.
And then Georgie came along and he was called Tai Tao. He was got a big head. He was such
Wow.
a chubby roly poly.
Here comes Georgie. Thank you.
With his
And
curly,
you know,
curly hair.
from the first day, he had his hands in his mouth.
I was a
And
rock star.
He always was feeding himself.
You know, we just moved to Kampai Santai, where I told that.
Look at your first birthday, Steve. Holy man.
Dad, what happened to this girl? Nicole? Nicole.
The one with the pink dress that was like
Oh, yeah. I don't
Who's
know what
this?
happened.
No.
the pink.
Oh,
Yeah.
really? On the end
Boy outfit.
of jazz? I know, like where on earth did he get that from?
Sylvia, where are you? There.
I'm in the blue dress in the front.
That's right.
There you go.
Yeah, I remember that dress. Abuelita made me that dress.
You,
Oh, yeah.
you
Yeah.
remember?
Uh-huh. Abuelita made that dress for me.
Yeah.
So it would have
There are
been,
your parents.
5.
Margot, look at
there's
Margot.
Margot. Oh, she looks so little.
Yeah. It's amazing. That is amazing.
You
And
have
so
that picture, Sue?
Yeah, I do actually.